Welcome to Inner Alchemy with Georg Stuby, Trauma, Healing and Plant Medicine, the podcast where we explore what it means to heal, grow and transform from the inside out. In these special interview episodes, I sit down with artists, with healers, with visionaries to talk about their personal journeys, the shadows they have faced, and the wisdom they have gathered. From altered states to everyday rituals, these conversations are an invitation to remember who we truly are. I'm Georg Stuby, a psychologist and musician specializing in the trauma-informed work with plant medicines and with somatic psychology. Welcome to this podcast. Yeah, I'm super happy to be here today with Danielle and Jeroen from Heartfire in the Netherlands. And yeah, I've been to many of their events, to many of the concerts that they organize. And for example, one that's very memorable for me is with Krishna Das in a beautiful big church in Amsterdam, in the heart of Amsterdam. And those concerts, those events are like almost like a ceremony. And of course, also the musicians that come are like often medicine musicians or like devotional musicians. So they know how to start very slow and very quiet and then build it up beautifully into like very ecstatic moments with a lot of dancing and a lot of connection. And it's always like a, how do you say that? Like for sure that it's a beautiful evening with a lot of music and a lot of connection. Our mutual contact, Nathan Rabin, introduced us, and I'm super happy to be here with you guys and to talk about what you're doing and how it came to be, so to speak.
Yeah. Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah. For us, the first time to be in a podcast like this with video. So for everything, there's a first time, right? Yeah.
So cool, yeah. Speaking of for everything is a first time, like when was your first event that you organized?
The very first, that was quite a while ago, and we hadn't had the name Heartfire yet at that time. That came later. Maybe you can tell.
Yeah, because it started with me.
Mm.
Yeah, I was. I think it was 20 years ago, 90 years ago. I was in a women's circle, a year training. So every month we gathered with a beautiful group of women, do a lot of inner development work, and I was pregnant by then by our daughter. Now she's 19. She's called Isobel. At one point in the training, they played a mantra from Deva Kant, and it was called "Inside is forever, the jewel in the heart of the lotus." So Om Mani Padme Hum, actually. And I was so deeply touched by this mantra that it became a ritual also by giving birth, because she came with a C-section, so she was not natural. So we first did a ritual on that on that mantra, and Jeroen was, we need to go to the hospital and we don't have time for this. And I said, okay, burn a candle. We need to connect first, and we create our own time, our own space. And that mantra really guided us. It's also it guided us on our way. And then I was thinking, okay, I would love to hear this mantra or experience this mantra live. And I reached out to the artist, and it happened that he lived in Chile. And he said, I don't have any plans to come to Amsterdam, but if you want to organize, then I will come. So then we got in touch with Prem Buddha, and Prem Buddha organized already Krishna Das and Dave Premal in Meeten. He passed away last year, but he's really, he was from the 60s and really from India. So India was his home, kind of birthplace in a way. So he brought a mantra and kirtan to Amsterdam already a long time ago. So we reached out to him. And then in Amsterdam, in a small place, we had a first concert with 80 people. And that was beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah, that kind of how it started. Between that very first concert and when we called it Heartfire and we did some more, there were a couple of years.
Yeah, until 2013. I think this was in 2006 or 7. And then we did a second concert with Deva Kant a year later in a bigger church. And then it was quiet for quite some time. And then suddenly the heart fire, that's how it works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not about us. It's just the kind of the sacred fire that comes in and invited us to organize a concert and a workshop with Peruqua. I don't know if you know her.
No, I don't know her, but I'm always making mental notes, so I'm super happy to check. Listen to her later.
Yeah, in Peruqua, she's doing a lot of deep women work. So really connecting women with their womb, with the yonis, with their sacred sexuality. So that was actually the second kind of invitation that we got. If we were willing to organize a concert for 400 people and a workshop with 200 women. So then was really where the fire kicked in through the sacred feminine, actually. And it was so deep. It was such a deep journey and also intense because I've never experienced some of that energy before. And then, Jeroen was assisting, was helping to make everything, grounded and to put everything on the ground with the sound and with the photos, with the marketing. You were really. So I got the inspiration, and this is more the creation, and Jeroen is taking care of it that it lands on the ground. So that's also
Beautiful.
how we work together, the combination. Yeah.
And this is also your background, Jeroen, like in like marketing and sound and.
Yeah, well, I make music myself, and but when I was a bit younger, I also played in a couple of bands, and we played through the country, live, etc. So I kind of know what it needs to take to put someone on stage, and
That's awesome.
yeah, so
That's
it
so
was
important. Like to know.
it's so important. Yeah. So it and I was always listening to music. I'm a big big music lover, and I also listened to this kind of music already. Also when I was younger, but not realizing that what was really all behind it. But I just liked the music, and so those two things kind of came together then, and we started out with one concert, and then we thought, okay, well, this is beautiful, and this is only one, but we didn't think of doing a lot of concerts. We weren't like that. We're just thinking, oh, this is a beautiful artist, and let's create a beautiful evening with everyone. And but after this first artist, then came another, and then came another, and then came another. And like last year, we did like 30 concerts. So
30 concerts.
Yeah. So it kind of evolved through the years.
It grew organically because we didn't plan to have this kind of company or this kind of creation.
Mm-hmm.
So all the artists, from Peruqua came Praful. Maybe you know Praful from Angstbakken.
Yeah.
And because they recorded an album, Breathing Love, together. It was more a tantric album. And then from Praful came Karim, the DJ, Karim Raihani. And then we started a club evening in Amsterdam where we started with a concert and then we had a dance afterwards. And then so a lot of first concert were in Club Light. That was really a conscious club. A lot of also like Angstbakken, but then from Amsterdam, where a lot of beautiful music and dance and other creations were birthed into the world. So there we had a concert also with Jay Jagdish and with the younger Ajit and with Laboratorium Piesny and with Tina Malia. So they've all been there. Pia. So it was 10 years ago or 12 years ago. So we were all starting. So we were kind of starting together. The artists were, more touring, and we were, just following the fire actually, where it wanted to go. Yeah.
Amazing. And also there, it's like the artists are touring and they need people like you who create the right places
Yeah.
for like the music to happen.
Yeah, so it came about like the right time. And because in the beginning, when we did our very first concert with Devakant, at that time, only Christian Das and Deva E10 were like touring and with this kind of music, and but nobody else did. And like when we started out, we kind of created this kind of stage in Amsterdam where all these artists can play and can connect, and where people can meet each other. So yeah, it kind of grew organically.
And I think also from the very beginning, it's really more than a concert, right? It's not just that you have a performance on stage and you enjoy and then you go away. It's really about creating this safe space, this safe bedding where people can just fully be themselves and relax. And some people come alone, and you will meet new friends, or you encounter new people, or you encounter yourself. And that's still there. So no matter how big the concert is or the event that we are organizing, that is the most, it's really a gathering around the sacred fire, but then in a church or in a theater. But it's the same feeling like we did in the old days, right? And our ancestors gathering around the fire, around the heart fire in this case, and just to connect and to sing and to dance and to connect with nature. And this is the fabric, I think, of Heartfire. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And it's like, well, what I know from talking to a lot of medicine musicians is that a lot of them don't see themselves as performers, but it's like musicians and like space holders, and like, I mean, that's where they're coming from, so to speak, right? From ceremonies. And then it would be, a bit out of place to have this a concert or something, or a stage where it's really like performative. And I feel at your events, it's not performative. It's really like, being together, and often the artists are also not really far away from the audience. Really, they're with the people and in the people, and that's something I also really like.
Yeah, I think that is also what our audience or people who come to visit the concerts really like. So you can come alone, or you can come with each other, or it doesn't really matter, because it's very easy to connect with people or with yourself. And so it's kind of, it's very different than when you go to like regular concerts in like Paradiso, where you meet the security people first at the door, and you need to hang up your coat and you get a beer. So this is very different,
And it's also beautiful, eh? So music connects in any way, yeah? Music connects in any way, but the big difference is also, I always feel, is also the silence. I think the silence also is so golden. So it's really a journey where you go into, and we had it now with Chantre Seba. We organized her. We had 3 evenings with her last week. And then we were together with 700 people in the church. And after the song or the prayer, and then you have this deep silence, and that's for me where the magic and where the healing, and because then it's in this in between where everything is coming together, and where I feel that the portals are opening, and then we are just connecting with source. And I love that moment of silence also.
So
and of
true.
course, I love the dancing and the ecstatic, because it's coming out of this place where we make the connection with source. Yeah.
I totally agree. I feel also in plant medicine ceremonies, the silence is like really, really important. And even like, I just had to think about like, one of my mentors in like the therapeutic field, who was also like talking about this a lot, like leave a lot of silence.
Yes.
And play almost a game with your client of like how long can you be silent, and it's going to feel a bit weird at the beginning, but like it's an amazing space, and this is so true. Like something I experience like almost in every session where there's a lot of silence, and then all of a sudden my client in that way is like saying something or coming to a point that's like 10 times deeper compared to where we were before. So
Yeah. Yeah. And what also is helpful is that our setting, so we have people sitting on the ground in front of the stage, and that makes such a difference. Then you have chairs all the way to the stage, and we make it then very cozy. And then Jeroen halfway goes on the stage and said, okay, people gather, just make it cozy. And then there's a bit of resistance, like, but in the end, when you have that pack of people there, it really creates this coming home feeling and this intimacy
yeah, it's very
in the setting. And of course, we created also with Dave Kamal and E10. We are in a big theater, so it's different. But when we have the chance, that's our setup. That we have also people taking off their shoes, leaving their bags on the side, so to really create a home space, actually, a temple space.
The chai is also important.
Yes, the chai. Yes. Yeah, we have our chai. Yeah, our chai angel. So it's really part of the whole experience. People share their life stories at the chai bar. Yeah.
That's so true.
So yeah.
And I'm curious to ask, like, what has been the most challenging part on this journey over the last years of like creating those events, maybe both personally and also professionally?
Most challenging,
The workload.
yeah. Well, with a lot of concerts. Well, each concert takes a lot of time, and people don't know that, of course, and they don't have to know, of course, when you visit the concert. But yeah, we're like into it for 6 months. We're busy with it, and not every moment of the day, of course, but. So the preparation takes quite a lot of time, and also with the crew, and
Because it's growing bigger and bigger. So then it's really okay how from this first initial, let's organize a concert. Now we have kind of a company, and we are also a couple for 25 years.
Wow.
Heartfire is it's actually kind of third child that asks for a lot of attention. So for us, it's really important. That's now our question, how to balance. So how can we continue in creating beauty and bringing this Heartfire into the world, but also taking care of our own nourishment, and how do we take time for ourselves, and not that in every sentence it's Heartfire, because there's so much to do. So we're now growing also, and want to see, okay, how can we create another structure that we are, of course, involved, but not in all the production stuff and all the other stuff. So
not in all the not in all the details.
Not in all the details,
And
because we need to nourish. We need to feel bezield. What's bezield?
Like space or like
That you connected with your heart, and with your nourishment, with your what is bezield?
And maybe for an example, every artist we have a connection with the music. So if we don't feel a connection with the music, then it's hard to do. So we don't do that.
We don't do it. We need to feel it.
If you're busy with an artist or with the music like 6 months, then then you really need to feel it. And but we've gone to several stages over the years, like for growth. And at first it was like maybe more technical, like how to do the sound and how to improve on that, and lights and everything.
Now light is coming in, and
and now it's our own relationship. With ourselves and with each other.
And also to do things for ourselves. So Jeroen wants to create more space and time so that he can produce and make music first, also himself. So to bring that, and then from that it can flow into Heartfire. And I'm more into being in nature and ceremonies and rituals. So when I got nourished with that, I can bring it in Heartfire, and then Heartfire keeps on Yeah, burning actually. And otherwise, yeah, when we only are doing the production and the running and all, taking care of that side without nourishing ourselves, yeah, then it's not in balance anymore. So that's where we are now in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to seek a way
Yeah.
for ourselves into this
Yeah.
phase. Like, yeah.
And I'm wondering, is it like your full-time job, so to speak, at the moment?
Well, not really, but almost. Yeah, I have some work on the side. I work for the city of Amsterdam for a climate change program.
Wow.
Yeah, we plant trees and we make the city more green and more adaptable to the climate.
Amazing.
So that's for 3 days a week, and the other 4 days are.
And for you, Danielle?
Yeah, and I guide women leadership retreat for a big corporate organization in near Paris.
Wow.
We had already it's called Lead Her Ship for Saint-Gobain.
Good.
It's an engineering company, and I do that together with Maya, my friend and colleague. And yeah, we already had guided 18 groups of women from all over the world. They come. So we have 6, 7 of these journeys, leadership journeys a year. But they come from Brazil, Japan, South Africa, United States. And actually, it's about for women being seen, being heard, and being connected. So it's really to bring to show up authentically in a more masculine driven environment. And yeah, the feminine energy is so needed also in men. So it's really about bringing the balance between the masculine and the feminine in corporate. And some people say, how is this with Heartfire? But I think it's the same. I create place where people feel safe and where healing and transformation can take place. So it's with the music, with the concerts, with it's actually the same Heartfire that I bring then in organizations. Yeah.
Amazing and beautiful that you bring that into like the corporate world. I feel that's so much needed there.
It is. And the funny thing is, not the funny thing, but there also music is part of it. So we have a Dutch singer, Leonie Bos. She's also a medicine singer. And she is she's giving a workshop during the 3 days. Vocal freedom, not vocal freedom, that's Uria. Voice liberation workshop to really invite women to create sisterhood, so to create a deep sisterhood bonding instead of competition and doing it more the male way. And then also to share their voice, so that also in the boardrooms they dare to speak their truth and to state their opinion and to stand for what is important for them. So we also use music and drum, etc., in the leadership journey. And I love to bring more also the shamanic, but without calling it shamanic work, but to bring it in, because we are a bit not under the radar, but we are. So it's really bridging the different worlds together.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I feel that's such an art form, and then also to be very aware of like how to introduce certain things in a way where you feel like, okay, if you introduce it like this, there's less resistance to it, or there's more openness to it.
Yeah. And everybody, that's the main thing on this life on earth, I think. Every human being wants to be seen, to be heard, and to be connected. That's the base of our human existence. And sometimes we're not so good at it towards each other.
I mean, this is so true. Yeah. I've been, well, for me, through plant medicine, I've been also like, been introduced to like trauma work and like trauma therapy, and that's something I've been specializing in over the last years. Right now I'm doing like a longer training with Gabor Mate.
Yeah,
and
beautiful.
And he speaks about this very directly, that of course adverse childhood experiences like abuse or neglect are horrible and leave deep marks, but it's nothing compared to like not being seen. And this is actually the most common trauma, to not be seen and not to be heard. So
and to be connected. Yeah,
it's so important to create spaces where people can have new positive and connecting experiences, and through that also process that trauma.
Yeah, and I deeply believe, I totally agree with you. I love Cabo Mate and his work because I deeply believe that what you bring into the world that is connected to your own trauma, right? To the things that you experience in life. So yeah, for me, I was raised by my father because my mother was in a psychosis and in a mental hospital for a long time. Her whole life, actually, it was really difficult. But that's why I want to create a space where all of yourself is welcome, because in shamanic tribes it's total different how they treat people that are going through a hard time. Here we isolate people, we give them medication, and we silence them in a way. And in shamanic tribes, they put them in the center. Okay, this person needs help, or there is a message that wants to come through this person. So how can we include this person instead of isolate this person? And what I heard a story in some, I think, African tribes, they sing the name of from childhood on. You have a song.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever you got kind of difficulties in life or you're getting off track, then the community is singing the song to remember you of who you are, who you truly are. Got goosebumps. I don't know if I don't know if I tell it correctly, but it is the essence, I think, of this. So it's really about remembering also when you make mistakes or doing totally wrong things to have the possibility to get back on track and to reconnect with source, actually. Yeah.
Totally, yeah. Beautiful.
And the same counts for you, right? While you are organizing this. It's also about connection.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's for me. It's always beautiful moment when people enter the venue where we organize the concert in, because we've been so long busy with the production and everything. So that's the moment where I can sit down and kind of relax and see the people come in and they have a night out, or they're looking very forward, or they come alone, or they come together, and they come in and they see the venue, the space, and other people, and it's kind of a beautiful moment for me to connect also with the people. So,
Totally.
it's a beautiful moment.
It's 11:11. I love double numbers.
Me too. It's always a good sign when we see them, isn't it? And earlier I heard you say that that like the organization, the production of one concert spreads over a long time, and then you do. Last year you said 30, so it's like a lot of different concerts, like layering on top of each other. So I can imagine that it's a lot of things to hold and to be aware of, and a lot of ideas coming in, inspiration. And I wonder, like, what is helping you to stay grounded when so much different projects are going on at the same time?
Breathe. Yeah, to really take time for ourselves. That's important. For me, also nature. Being in nature helps me to ground. Yeah, and to stay in touch also with ourselves. So to have check-ins or sharings, or to really stay connected with ourselves and with the bigger purpose or something. That's for me. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for me, like making music, and that's kind of a meditative moment for me, just to surround myself with an instrument and just see what comes, and to play with that, and yeah.
Good.
I would like to do that more. Yes, the dishwasher.
That's okay. We all have lives, so
And the dishwasher was there.
uh,
It's good.
part
The
of life
cleansing
as well.
part is good. To cleanse, is important. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice to surround myself with music, and that's what I would like to do a bit more. Like, yeah, for me, it's kind of a meditative moment. It's just to,
Okay,
yeah.
And he created an album, eh? It's not so. He produced an album, but you're not so much into the open with it. Together with Caroline Schegers, she's a DJ and a poet, spoken word, and Birthing a Forest. And all the artists, we have a little studio, home studio here in our fire room.
Yeah.
And yeah, lots of artists came.
Walked up the stairs.
Walked up the stairs here in our house, and it's just simple with fabric on the. So it's a home studio with this cabin.
It's just a home studio, but it works. It works.
Of course.
Yeah.
It works quite well, and I'm very grateful for that project. So that was
quite a journey.
That was kind of a project, of course.
Mm-hmm.
to record that and to write a bit of music to the poets. And
you played live at Ecstatic Dance with her. So this is more what wants to come out of him, I feel.
Amazing.
So when he is ready, we have an audience. So that's good.
That's just very good, yeah.
We all do this for him to go on stage in the end when he's ready.
It's all for me.
Then you can share your music and your love and your energy.
Is that album already like in the public?
Yes. Yeah? We released it.
Beautiful.
Last year, December. Yeah, so you can.
I put it definitely into the links of the episode then.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Birthing a Forest.
Birthing a Forest.
That's the name of the beautiful.
Yeah.
A lot of co-creation there on the album with many different artists, and because Caroline, she's a dancer and a DJ, and now the spoken word is coming more into wants to be birthed. And then it was so beautiful how the whole community were holding that vision of her and just came here to play a song or to contribute in their own way. So this is really what community does, and to really support each other to grow your gift or to grow your medicine, actually. And let us know what you feel, what you think about the album.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to that. And I also just thought, like, I mean, you're also in an amazing position in terms of like meeting a lot of really great artists and musicians. And I'm wondering, is something coming to mind that you picked up in a conversation with one of them that was especially inspiring for you?
Well, for me, actually, it was with Krishna Das. When he was here, it was maybe a couple of years ago when I heard him say it. Because what he does is like really his own practice, and then he said, this is really what I like, what I need to do. So it's not a like to do, but
very life-saving.
It kind of saves my life to do this kind of work, create this music. And he also said, like, it doesn't really matter if there's only one person coming or 500 or this is what I need to do. And then I thought, okay, I found that very inspiring.
You do it also for your own soul, right? So that was his message. I said, okay, I'm there. I'm doing my practice, and when people want to join, they're welcome.
You're welcome. But if there's 1 or 500, it doesn't really matter, because I will do it anyway. Yeah. So I found that inspiring.
Beautiful.
Yeah, actually, when I'm thinking also, it's also Krishna Das. It now comes to mind. Now you had a lot of moments actually, but one of them was really for me really important and really a big life lessons, because we were for the first time in a theater in Almere. Was not the best place for Krishna Das, so we put him back in the church in Amsterdam afterwards later. But then there was a woman went into a kind of psychosis, so she started screaming, etc. In the concert with 1,000 people. So we had to find a way to calm her down, and to also of course got her out of the big hall, because that was So for me that was already a difficult moment, because you want to include everybody, especially with my history. And then the next day she was there, and she had a kind of, she was just in psychosis. So she had a kind of this intense, fierce energy. And then she starts screaming again in front of the church, and she was totally not there anymore. It was totally taken over by other darker entities. And then I had to say, we had to call for help. And then it was so difficult for me because, of course, it remembered me of my own childhood and when my mom was in psychosis.
Wow.
And then I started crying, and Krishnadas came to me and he said, yeah, but you can, it's the big lesson to keep your heart open, but to have your boundaries. So how can you stay connected in your heart and send her love and send her all that she needs, but also there is a boundary, because this also needs a boundary. And for me, I take that lesson still with me, that I think, okay, sometimes people are crossing your borders or doing things that are really not okay. And then, how to keep your heart open and give a strong boundary. Yeah, that's, yeah.
Wow. Sounds like a very deep moment for you. And
Yes. Yeah, and it's traveling with me. I just came out of, that's also how I nourished. I came out of Egypt. I went on a beautiful soul journey together with, it was amazing with my teacher. And there I stood eye to eye with Sekhmet. And Sekhmet is really the goddess with the lion's head, a feminine goddess, but very fierce. And she's all about, it's actually like Kali, about destruction and creation. And this was actually the energy I felt with Krishna Das, was really this Kali and this Sekhmet energy, that this fear saying no, that also in the world right now is very important, that we say no to things that are not good. But then, okay, how can we use it for creation and creating something, a better world or a more united world? So it's not only fluffy, the spiritual.
It's like also like I hear like healthy
really,
anger.
yeah. It is.
I hear right now.
Yeah. So important.
How to tap into that in a constructive and not destructive way.
Yeah, I think that's we got our lessons on that path, and then how to do it with your heart open. So from a place of compassion, but with boundaries. I think that's mastery when you can do that. Actually, yeah.
Looking forward, so to speak, what's coming up for you, and like maybe also if you talk a bit about like the vision you have for the upcoming years, maybe around what you do. I'm curious, like where do you?
Yeah, we have East Forest coming up in January of 26. So
He's very fun, and a lot of men are buying tickets now. That's good.
It's so it's not really because it's very different than what we do. It's not like that, but it's kind of way it's a bit different than we do. And I'm really looking forward to that one. And last October we did Mo's, the DJ, which was more like danceable. So we created a beautiful dance event. We've done those kind of things in the past, but it was like long time ago. But now, so we're kind of exploring what will be the next step from that.
Mm-hmm.
And also how you can, because sometimes the churches are not big enough anymore. So is it possible to go to bigger venues or more mainstream venues, but then keeping the fire, keeping the heart fire, keeping the intimacy? So can you create, when you are with more people, can you still hold that space that people feel that they're coming home and that there is safety, that there's silence? So this is something that I also, and maybe in a vision that more kind of conscious organizers, maybe we can create something bigger, really big, by joining forces, and then to really make a statement with music. because music is so powerful. And I think it was in, what was it, in Liberia, but also was it in Letland? I don't know, where people sang their national song, and then the revolution started. So the power of song and the power of music, and of course John Lennon with Imagine, and Bob Marley with his
Just thought about
songs.
him, yeah.
So musicians are ahead of the new world, I think. So what we are creating. So how can we also use the human voice and use music to pave the way and to create really the world where we all want to live in?
So
Yeah.
true. And do you see a connection there with the increased interest in plant medicines?
Yeah, for sure. Because I did ayahuasca ceremony once because of my psychosis, and not my psychosis,
Well,
but
it's
with
from
my
others.
mom. I was always a bit reluctant.
Yeah.
Wachuma is now more my medicine. Ayahuasca, I go really whoop. But I was very scared when I was doing the ceremony. I was in a beautiful space, very very deeply held. And then I had such a deep insight, because what I was experiencing was that the people who were making music, the shamans and the ceremony leaders, created this resonance, so I was all the way up with them. And then I saw how the music and how the sounds and the vibration went into the bodies in colors and in forms. So I thought, oh my gosh, this is Heartfire. This is the frequency of the heart, of the frequency of love. And this is what music and frequency and sound does with the human body. So people around me were puking and were totally having this more physical experience. And I was there just watching and feeling and was in awe. And then I was catapulted down to earth and had my own process. But it's like, we only know such a small thing about the power and the healing power of music and sound. And it's also what I feel I want to more explore also with my own voice. Something once also in Egypt was there, something wants to come out, but I don't know, not to be on stage, but more for healing sessions. I think there is so much to learn around the healing power of sound and music and medicine music. Yeah, it is medicine, actually. Yeah. Yeah. And what plant medicine, of course, does, I'm not so big fan that you go every week to do a plant ceremony. Yeah? So I think it's good to be conscious how you use or how you connect with the plant medicine, that it's not becoming a hype or something, because there's so much time to integrate. There's so many lessons still from that ayahuasca ceremony. But I think what the plants does is that you connect with source, that you connect with, you open your vision, you open your mental state, and then receiving what is important for you to know on this path of evolution. So it's really, helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it also reminds me on like one of the shamans I've done a lot of work with. She says that the lyrics of the songs they sing in ceremony are like weaving into the subconscious, and they come up again when you need them during your life, and that's very true for me. And like, yeah, as you said, it's not possible and also not advisable to do ayahuasca every day, but you can listen to music, you can sing, you can play music every day. In that way,
Yeah, and then it's there, right?
medicine
It's just
that it
there.
can be there every day.
Yeah. Jeroen and I have been so beautiful. We went to Curawaka with the medicine retreat in Chichen Itza in Mexico. So we were there with the whole family. That was a big dream of mine, to go out of Europe with the family. So we have been traveling for a month there, and the children, they are 22 and 90. So they also had their own journey there. They didn't went on the 5-day retreat with us. But it was so beautiful to sit with the Maracame shamans. There were 3. They are, chirurgen, wat is dat? Doctors, yeah, but then doctors, energetic doctors, they are so powerful. And then, of course, we had Anna and Alberto, and we had the whole Curawaka crew, and Pia was there too. We were sitting outside around the fire, under the stars, on the sacred space of Chichen Itza. So it was so powerful under the full moon. And then in the middle of the night, yeah, it was, yeah, too much almost. We were 25 people. Yeah. And then in the middle of the night, we all could do a prayer with the fire. And then I felt the fire was calling me, really. Grandfather Fire was calling me to the center. And then I spoke from my heart and prayer, like, whoa, it's so getting so dark on this planet. It's getting so, how can we hold the space for this? And how can we keep on trusting and hoping that we will find a new way? And so I started to cry, and then I heard a clear message from the fire. And he really said, yeah, child, weet je, remember the elements and remember our power. Stay connected with the elements and with nature, with the stars, with each other, because we are so powerful. Don't give up trust. Don't give up hope. Weet je, this is the moment. We are here now for this special moment. And then Pia jumped in, and she started to play machi. And then all the people came around the fire. And for me, this is one of those moments when I lose hope, when I look outside all that is happening, then I say, okay, the fire, I can trust, and it will burn everything that is not real. It will burn and cleanse until we create, we have this world anew. Yeah.
So true. Yeah.
I hope.
It's like, I hope, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I totally agree. From like the fire, for me also like mantras, like the Gayatri mantra is something I always come back to.
Yeah. Yeah, so powerful. And this actually, this is the first album of Jeroen.
No, it's not my album.
No, that's not your album, but it's one of the.
No, when
your path started.
Yeah, when I was like, this is an album of David Sylvian. It's called Gone to Earth. When I was 16, that album got released, and there was a big influence for me, and a kind of and also a change for me. So it's an album with kind of merges ambient music, but also songs, and it's really a big influence. Still, yeah.
And it's a deep spiritual space also.
Yeah.
We want to organize his concert. That's my, I think, that would be amazing that his musician, his hero, that we could organize him in Amsterdam. I think
that would be great.
I think we can make that happen. Yeah.
In that way, I'm curious to ask, like, are there any musicians that you would love to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
Danit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she hardly plays. But that's really, on my wish list. Yeah. Together with Prentice, that will be amazing. And then Around the Fire, that will be even more amazing. Because that's about the fire, the Heartfire. That's what I love with Medicine Festival. You were there too, right? Around that fire. But then the firekeeper and the communion between the fire. It was not just a nice fire, right? Fire is always nice and warm. But here you really felt the spirit of the fire communicating with the music. And it was, that's yeah.
Yeah, the whole setup was incredible. Because there was also no stage, right? They were just really on the same level as everyone. Also, the sound system somehow around this whole glade, it was really well done.
Yeah.
Like part of the circle, it was beautiful. Yeah.
And then around the fire, being in nature, but in Holland we have a lot of rain, right? So
well, in the UK, we were really
in the UK too. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so maybe we just need to put our intention for a clear, bright night sky but I need around the fire. Yeah, you will be our guest then if it's happening.
Let's put it out there. That's how it works.
Yeah.
I just in the background looked for my notes because you talked about Krishna Das, and you had this event with him. You can see in September 2023 where he had a concert and then like a workshop or lecture-ish. like a workshop where he shared a lot. Like skimmed through these notes, and some things I highlighted, and I thought maybe we can close with one quote. And the one that stands out for me right now is, "Make a home for yourself in your heart so you have a place to live in or to live from."
Beautiful.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
And a last question, or a last idea that I got inspired by this from another podcast I've listened to is, it's basically about that you leave a question for the next guest, and I will ask this question to the next guest. I don't know who that is yet. What question do you want to leave?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a nice way to.
I thought so too, to like kind of weave the thread or the tapestry in a way.
Yeah. Maybe what do you do to stay connected to yourself? Because it's so easy to get distracted with like social media and all over the practical things or whatever that needs to happen, like cleaning the dishwasher or whatever. But yeah, how do you stay connected to yourself, and how do you make time for that? Because that also asks to kind of make decisions on what not to do, or how do you do that? Maybe.
Yeah, I love that.
And you have a question for the next guest.
Yeah, how do you keep faith in dark times? What keeps your fire alive in dark times? Yeah, but especially faith. Yeah.
Yes.
That we don't lose faith. Yeah.
I'm really excited to ask those two questions.
I wonder who it will be.
Yeah, I will let you know and like what they have.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And if people want to find out more about you and about Heartfire, where would you direct them?
Maybe the best way to connect is on Instagram. We're Heartfire.nl or Facebook or whatever you like, and we have a website, of course, also.
It's so funny, the website, he made it in two nights or something 14 years ago, I don't know, and it's still the same.
It's not the same.
No, it's quite the same. Yeah. So it also needs some.
It needs some renewal, absolutely.
But it's still.
At that time, like when we did our very first concert, then we thought, oh my God, how do we sell tickets and how does this work? Kind of very first beginning. And then I thought, okay, well, we need a website. So I just made it.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, and we have, I don't know when this will be broadcasted, but we have our last event in December, 5 till 7. We have the Uria Tour Vocal Freedom Weekend, and already 100 people are joining the workshop. It's 3 days, and it's really about intimacy and vulnerability. So it's not about just a voice liberation workshop. It really connects with this deep place inside yourself and express from there. And it's such a deep place that we are creating in the church. But not the most, it's also already beautiful. But what's really special for this year is that we invited a lot of singing circle leaders from the Netherlands, were participating also the last years. And from there, more singing circles, and it's growing bigger and bigger also in the Dutch community. So now in the last evening, we are organizing a grand singing circle. I think there will be 400 people or something in the church. And Uria will open and close the circle. So if you have the time, come over. And then 7 singing circle leaders or facilitators are all doing are all sharing one song where they invite the people also to sing along. So Uria let go of the normal structure, and we really co-create in the moment. And we just had a call last week with the whole team. And then they were saying, oh, I want to bring in this song and this song. So they had the whole structure there. And Uria said, now, good start. But in the moment, you then actually can feel what is needed for the energy. So you can already have something in mind right now, but yeah, we really weaving the energy, because a facilitator, really good space holder and facilitator, yeah, he doesn't think before what is going to happen. Of course, there is a structure in the songs, but in the moment, that's where you pick up the energy. And so, yeah, it will be magical.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah. Thank you
Absolutely. Thank you.
for holding the space and for, getting this out there. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me on Inner Alchemy. If today's session resonated with you, consider sharing it with someone who might benefit. To explore more or work with me, you can visit my website, Georg Stuby, STUBY.com, or you can find me also on Instagram as I am Georg Stuby. And yeah, until next time, may you stay present and embodied and in flow, and sending you much love.